doing is growing up too.
This Psalm 73 and 18, it says, surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou cast them down into destruction. How art thou brought into desolation, as in a moment they are utterly consumed with terror.
Yeah, so the Lord bring the counsel to the heathen not. Now we know that Esau is at the top of the hill, he's the king of the hill, right? But he ain't got his foot up there. It's sticky. This man getting his straight, trying to get this new world order, but eventually gonna fall. The most crowds will stumble and fall. He's in a slippery place, which he's not able to see the nation as he did once more. Before. Now he's being found out, revealed. Now I got to counsel all over him on how to try to do this, do that. Because he's been fucking revealed. You know, that's a part of the process. So his power lies in secrets and darkness. So your plans are going to expose. That shit is like kryptonite.
Yeah, real quick, if I may, this Psalms 94, and I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, he that planteth the ear, shall he not hear? He that formed the eye, shall he not see? He that chasteneth the heathen, shall not he correct? He that teacheth man knowledge, shall not he know? It says, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of men, that they are vanity.
Woo, those are going to Esau, the thoughts of men. See? He speaks about their hopes going up. You know, it should be at the jump of the ghost. That Esau is not considered the Most High taking counsel about everything that he's doing. He's saying the Most High will not require what he's doing. You see? So if anybody can find that shit, it's supposed to be at the jump of the ghost.
Isaiah 29 and 15, woe to them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us, and who knoweth us?
You know, that applies to Esau, right? He was trying too hard at his damnness to hide what the fuck you're doing behind the scenes, to keep you niggas in the dark with entertainment. You know, they gave Jacob so much entertainment in Egypt, you know, distraction, every angle, sports, anything to throw you niggas off, man. But you had a remnant that would see past all that BS. They would be guided to the light. And Esau is working darkness in the light. But the Lord gave us the truth according to the scripture to reveal his secret thoughts that come from the scripture. All right, the Bible highlights what this man is doing. So just by him being exposed in that manner, shows you that he's losing his power. He has lost his grip. Only thing he makes is that he's trusting. Book of Job, chapter 11, and verse 20. But the eyes of the wicked shall fail, and they shall not escape, and their hope shall be as the giving up of ghosts. That's it. So that the eyes of the wicked shall fail. That is eyes of what they see as far as the future. Them niggas thinking like 200 plus years in the future and beyond. This AI shit that they got going on. AI governments, they think they're gonna rule the world by having AI survey and watch over everything with a chip. That's gonna come a lot. So they know that there's a testimony that they have to escape from, so they won't be condemned. That's how serious it is. But we know that, like the scripture says, this man's hope, NWO, his eyes are gonna fail, right? And his hope should be as given up of the ghost. The Lord's gonna kill this nigga's whole fucking NWO by America being destroyed. See that? 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. Yeah, so can you Christian tie in who the wicked are according to the Bible? Can't do that, can you? Who are the wicked? Precisely, right? Can you get a precept through it? I got one for you. But you still got people who are kind of lost. Well, it's similar to us, but you know, someone might need to know who the wicked are. Also, Job 9:24. You know? So the Bible, like I say, precept upon precept, line upon line. That's how you find out certain things, so you won't have to guess just what the hell it's talking about. So who are the wicked? Okay. The book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Yes, so after the western part of
raise up the basement and call it to the area, you know, that we just throwing the glory right now. See? And that's the power of the Lord through that. But it says that,
It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down.
yeah, they have built since the Renaissance. See? Now we're in part of throwing down. See? That we were being plucked up. It's that simple. Got it?
And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh have indignation for.
Yeah, so who is that border of witness? That would be Esau's Edom, right? Did we pull it? I'm not at that point. Yeah, about it.
Come, the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom says, we are impoverished.
No, you're right there. So yeah, Edom. Yeah, Edom, all right?
I'm just curious, that's all.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary. Just curious. Oh, you're curious. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we know that Esau, Edom, is tied in with wickedness. They should call them the border of wickedness. And the people whom the Lord should have righteous indignation for, oh, that ain't gonna go away. You can't send the Most High to love everybody else. And the Edomites are not done away with. So who are they today? Let's see it, Job 19:4. Let's see it there in the policy today. You know what I'm saying? They put a second on.
Book of Job, chapter 9, and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Yep, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The Lord raised up the base man of the earth. Had the power. Be in the power seat. They can take the post of the earth and set up his statue. Abominations, right? That's why I'm the wicked.
It says, so like, Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Right, so Malachi 1 and 4, as we went into, this nigga said he was impoverished, but they would return and build a desolate place. So how would they begin that process? It was by iconoclast. When the earth was given to him, he went around and changed the image of the patriarchs of the Bible. He had the father, they made him a so-called what? White man. His son, so-called white man. When you look at images of Paul on the internet, or whoever, the prophets, they go like so-called white man. Don't you know that's blasphemy against the scriptures? In which the scriptures clearly identified that picture of the Bible, the so-called black man. It's all over the scriptures. Revelation, 1st chapter. Daniel 10 and 5. Right? Song of Solomon, 10 and 25. Look, see it? So it's like, how can you get away from it? Oh, the book of Maccabees, it says, look at the second Maccabees, 3 and 4. Here's what it is. That's old. You know? You niggas always can try to, you know, put yourself in our place because you're a judge because you lost the birthright. But just to identify who the wicked are, the wicked are the Edomites who changed the image of the so-called blacks, all right, Latinos, Native Americans into his own image because he's a culture vulture. He brought everything that he got, even here. Look at Micah 2nd chapter. See? Not that it's real. Micah 2.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Right. See, this is what they did when they came back with power. That was during the time of the Greeks. They painted the images into their likeness. Right? So the Bible identifies clearly, hey, who the wicked are. That's a part of that inquisition. As you brought it earlier, man. To this man's ungodly works. That's blasphemy that cannot be forgiven. No? So we get that Micah 2.
The book of Micah, chapter.
Back to one for that. This is Psalm 7 verse 11. The point is at 14. It says, Yahweh Shah judges the righteous, and Yahweh Shah is angry with the wicked every day. turn not, he will whet his sword, he hath bent his bow, and made it ready. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordained his arrows against the persecutors. Behold, he travaileth with iniquity, and hath conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. Y'all niggas are making back and forth on how he basically covered up the faces of the judges thereof. You know, this nigga, he's promoted death throughout the earth, right? Through his lies, philosophy, and deceit. So here it is, those very well mysteries that you see that these different nations are boasting about. They for this devil, man. They for Esau, even the so-called white man. And they go to that physician, cut us off that disease. The Lord's gonna get ready to cut out all his lies and his bullshit that he promoted throughout the earth, man. Mainly his death. All right, by the way of those thermonuclear missiles.
The book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence.
What the so-called white man do? The thief coming out for to steal, kill, and destroy. That's why it's a shame to steal this man. You know, niggas filled with shame for glory.
And houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
And they're doing the same thing today, man. He'll steal your whole fucking life. He'll steal your whole culture. You know? Yeah, culture. But it shows what it's talking about, because even they go around, they go from day to different nations, take their resources, right? Yeah, Venezuela. Now they doing the same thing with Iran. They talking about invading Cuba. Ecuador, they just invaded them. Yeah, so it's like, this nigga can't stop, man. That's why the scripture said that he was given this great sword to take peace from the people. So he's not about peace. They always gather together for the sake of going to war, you know? And there's never going to be peace on Esau. See? Yeah.
It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil.
Say what? Against this family. See? It's not just one single person. No, the Most High judges whole nations, man. Yeah. Job goes into that, whether it be one man or a whole nation. You know what I'm saying? So against his whole family, all you Edomites, the seed of Esau, you gotta pay.
From which ye shall not remove your necks,
You're on the chopping block, man. You're not gonna be able to get out of this situation.
neither shall ye go haughtily from this time, for this time is evil.
Yeah, so we're in that time, the time of the end, which is evil. All right? The Lord set you in sleeping places. So you're going to fall and get cast down to your own destruction. And sleep behind you also going to do this by the way of your own counsel. His own counsel to cast them down. So they're trying to dominate the nation. Well, pretty much it's going to backfire. Oh yeah, get that real quick. Psalm 7 and 26. Real quick. It speaks about how his violent death will come down upon his own face. In Psalm 16. Psalm 16. This man going around breaking, robbing, murdering, laying the hammer down, right? But he forgot that, you know, the weak nation are now saying that they're strong because they got new capabilities to work together.
Yeah, it's Psalm 7, verse 16. It says, his mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his pate.
Yeah, his own face. Yeah. See that? So his own counsel are trying to establish himself by the way of violence on the backfire. And ultimately, the Lord will send these different nations down on Esau's pate. Isaiah 34. It should come down upon Idumea, which is Edom in the Greek, which are the people of the Lord's curse unto judgment. See? So let's go back into the second verse. Unless somebody's got it.
This is 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, and verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed,
Now we know who the wicked are. Yeah.
whom the Lord, Yahweh Shem shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Yeah, that's the prophets claiming the true truth of the Bible. Not that Christian bullshit. It's revealing who the Edomites Edomites saw the wicked and tell you their destruction of what they have done. Got it?
And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Yeah, so the high up, they understand what he's talking about. They know that they are the wicked. They are the devil, Satan. And the Bible says why they pretty much, they gave us words. How am I trying to put it? Pretty much they gave you deceitful definition of the word Satan and devil. They made you think it was some guy on the ground with a pitchfork and all that. It was, when you go into these words like devil, it takes you back into a slandering or deceit. And Satan, that means be adverse. One who opposes the Most High. Then look at the so-called white man's works. He was given the kingdom, this word to rule. Those not 24, what did he do, man? Everything that was against the scriptures. That's how you know who the devil is and Satan is. You know? But you got
Con. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8, it says, and then, Second Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Yeah, so this is the sequence of prophecy being fulfilled. First had to be the revelation of scripture, and then it's going to come this destruction. Like I was just saying, they know about that. That's why they so hell-bent on free speech and trying to regulate the internet and shutting the world down so they can get more control. But they want to establish Rome, but it got to be a more secure Rome. Digital. In which anything you think, say, or do can be tracked, traced, and dealt with. That's how they're going to try to prevent condemn. But it's too late. The truth is already out. You know? How shots coming back to take down the wicked.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 8. Therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid. Neither shall violence, neither shall vengeance, when it punisheth, pass by him. For inquisition, it says, neither shall vengeance, when it punisheth, pass by him.
Right, so going into the sequence of prophecy, the brother brought out 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8, there'll be a revealing first. He that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid. That's why the brother also brought out Esau been made back. The Lord has pretty much uncovered his secret places. That's how he maintains his power by the way of himself. So when that shit is shed light upon, and it's like, how can you hide now? We have found out who the criminal is, so now we're crying out for justice. It was a so-called white man that did it. You can blame anything for everything, literally. Any problem you got in the earth, man, you can blame on so-called white man. With your woman going off, or you're short on your bills, you got a social security number, you're sick. Anything you can just point it back to the so-called white man. Because you want to set the standard in the earth.
For inquisition shall be made into the counsels of the ungodly, and the sound of his words shall come unto the Lord for the manifestation of his wicked deeds.
There you have it. So yeah, Most High being the ultimate form of justice. Colossians 3:25. We grab that real quick. This man got a track record of committing violence, committing murder. Fucking with the earth. You got plastic. You got plastic in space. Marine life, whales and shit bleach themselves. You got fucking birds, hawks, man, laying on the side of the road. They're trying to catch them out. They get hit by a fucking truck or some shit. You got squirrels in the power line and shot. But not as much as they use it. I think Rocky going into that. They can't adjust this. Don't get shot, but you see how fucked up shit is. Life can't live without them being, encountered with danger. It ain't supposed to be like this.